Welcome to Sports Primo and Suave Radio Zcast. Right here, it's it's awesome. I'm in my bedroom right now. I'm laying down and showing you exactly what we are. I'm unshaved, and that's what we've been doing during this quarantine. And we're trying to follow the social distancing, so that's why we're here. But I'm with my partners, Joe Abeta. Joe, do you want to say what's up to everybody?
Hey guys, how you doing? Good to be here.
And and we're here with Aaron Abeta as well. Baron, how's it going, man?
Hello, we're doing good.
So we're all at our houses and we're just hanging out, and it's a really good time. And we have a very special guest with us. We have Coach from Pecos High School, four in a row state championships here in the state of New Mexico. A very special thing here for this state. Competed with the top classes in the state of New Mexico this year, and hung right in there with 5A teams. It's Coach Ira Harge. Coach, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Coach, we saw. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead, Amado.
No, Coach, so you just completed a great season. One loss all year long to Santa Fe High School. Your fourth state championship in a row at Pecos High School. How does that feel for you, and what does it mean to the community?
It feels awesome. I can't even describe it. We were all teary-eyed and crying after we won. I mean, it was just a wonderful feeling. And what that does for the community is it just kicks us up another notch. Pecos has always had kind of a weird reputation, for lack of better words, and I hope winning four state championships in a row has kind of put them on a different sports map, if you will.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, and I got to watch a lot of those players from Anthony Armijo to Xavier Padilla. These guys I was a coach at Carlos Gilbert Elementary many years ago, and those guys were on that team along with one of the assistant coaches for you, and you just saw something special in those guys from the start. And I remember seeing Anthony, and it was like, we just can't stop this kid. And we lost to them in the championship. We lost to them from when they were third grade to sixth grade. Never beat them once, and you knew that was going to be a special team. And it's just been an amazing run watching those guys.
I truly am blessed, because that is an amazing group. Not only are they great athletes, but they have great academic and just a high basketball IQ. It's amazing. They saw things. I'm calling one play and they're running something different because I gave Tony a lot of latitude, and whatever he saw, I let him do. And so I'm calling a play and he's running something else. And it happened about 3 or 4 times in the state championship game. And I said, didn't I call a play? And my assistant coach, Arthur Gonzalez, goes, yeah, coach. And they were running something totally different, and it worked. So I just said, okay, we're just going to let these guys go win the game. And they did. But an amazing group of boys, high basketball IQ.
Now, Coach, I know we have big news that came out today, maybe even last night, or was it 2 days? It was actually on Wednesday, and we'll get to that. But I wanted to ask you, how hard is it to win? It's hard to win one state championship. I mean, there's people, the state championship, the Blue Trophy eludes people, coaches for their entire career in some cases. How alone is it, to win one, but then to win 4? How hard is that to do?
I equated it this way. I said, to win it one time is 1 time as hard, and 2 times as hard, 3 times as hard, 4 times as hard. It was harder this year, I feel, than it was the first time. And it's just difficult. I want to say this because I'm very proud of my guys. We're the second public school in the state to win 4 back-to-back. The first was Hobbs. I mean, back in Tasker. And I think it was Gilmore, but I don't know which one it was. But they won 4 back-to-back. And so we're in good company. But it was very difficult to do, to answer the question.
So, Coach, when you have the type of success that you did these last 4 years, sometimes success like that can be a curse, because some of the players might get a little bit lackadaisical. You in Class 2A, you all were fairly dominant the last 4 years, a lot of double-digit wins. How did you keep your boys focused and sharp throughout the season, where you had so many dominant wins against 2A opponents?
therein lies the pressure, and therein lies the difficulty, because we went out and we would play, and those guys would sometimes start to get complacent, and I would just kept reminding them, hey, you guys are going to take everybody's best shot, and if you come out here and you're not playing your best, somebody's going to knock you off your throne, literally. And they accepted it, they understood it, and the other thing that we did is in practice, we kicked it up a notch. I wouldn't play my starters against the second team or the JV. We'd mix it up, and you should have seen some of our practices. They were on fire. I mean, sometimes one team would be down by 10 or 11, and they would fight back, and we would play overtime. I mean, it was constant, just create the competition and constantly creating the pressure so that they were ready for whatever came at them.
Hi folks, Morley Fletcher here from Santa Fe Kia. As a COVID-19 update, our service and parts department are open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 and Saturday from 8 to noon for all your service and repair needs, not only on Kias, but all makes and models. We are also offering complimentary pickup and delivery of vehicles needing service within a 40-mile radius. Santa Fe Kia's virtual showroom is open at santafekia.com for online research, availability, online purchases, and delivery of new or pre-owned vehicles. Agents are standing by via email, text, or phone to help you virtually. Santa Fe Kia, where we treat you different.
What's Kasasa? It's a catchy word for earning cash that just might make you want to dance. Get paid for doing simple things you do anyway. That's free Kasasa checking. Get Kasasa at State Employees Credit Union.
My daughter and I love spending time together. We visit the doctor once a year for checkups, and if she does get sick, we're there more often. Dr. King is a great doctor. He likes to joke with her, make her feel comfortable if she's nervous about the visit.
It's really wonderful to see children grow and flourish. General pediatric care is ideal for kids to put them on that track to succeed in school and to succeed later on in life.
I think Abigail's had a great health journey thanks to Southwest Care.
How about that you guys, like the showdown with Magdalena was like throughout the whole year, and it was 2 times you guys got a snow delay on you canceled it because of weather. Did that make it even the anticipation of possibly playing them in the finals, even have a little bit more anxiety with the boys?
You know what, I'm not quite sure. I got to tell you, I'll answer that. Do you know the day that we played them for the state championship game, it snowed in Pecos again?
Oh,
of all things, it snowed again. But I think what it did was it just created, it created that drama. Made it just that much more because we didn't get to play those 2 times. Mm-hmm. And so my guys. But you know what? The one thing I can say is they kept telling me, Coach, we're ready. We're okay. And I think I was more nervous, and the coaching staff was more nervous than they were. They just wanted to play the game. So for that, I commend them. I think we worried more this year than they did. So
how was it with the situation that we had this year during the state tournament? How did you adjust to that? How do you think it impacted the kids playing in front of an empty gym for the last 2 games?
It was as difficult as it was, is as interesting or fun as it was. It was like practice with officials, I guess, for lack of better words, or like a scrimmage. As you guys know, we do the Capitol scrimmage every year, and it was similar to that. Not very many people. Well, there were no people in the stands, but it's, it's usually just the 2 teams and some officials getting better, and that's what it felt like. And it was different. It was bad in the regard that it was just nobody was there. You hit a shot and it was the bench screaming and not a roar from the crowd. But it wasn't, on the flip side, it wasn't as bad as I think we had anticipated. It wasn't very all quiet, because the 2 teams would jump up and down and support each other, and so therein lies the noise. But it was fun. It was interesting. It wasn't preferred, but you know what? We backed the NMAA and what Sally did. I mean, we are eternally grateful for them letting us just play the game. We really are.
If I remember correctly, guys and coach, and I know we had called the game, the championship game. We called it from my living room, from my house. We had watched the NFHS network broadcast, and we were doing a play-by-play for the radio. And if I'm pretty sure you guys, do you think, because it was a tight game going into the second half, right? I mean, were you guys down by 2 or 1?
We were down by 1.
You were down by 1. Do you think that maybe, I don't know, with the crowd, it would have had because guys did separate later on in the game. Did you feel like maybe the crowd would have helped with that separation maybe, and it would have been so close maybe at halftime?
You know, I definitely feel a crowd can sway a game. You know, games are a series of swings or momentum shifts, you know. But I definitely think it could have gone either way, though. You know, Magdalena, so we're up in the first quarter, and then Magdalena comes back, roaring back, and they go in at halftime, you know, up 1, and if the crowd had been there, you know, who knows what would have happened. Yeah. And so we came out and you know, just it was quiet, and so we got to cheer ourselves on, and it worked. But yeah, I think the crowd makes a big difference, without a doubt.
And Coach, a question I had was, you scheduled some really tough games you played Clovis. You defeated Clovis earlier in the season. You had a really close game with Santa Fe High. At what point during the years did you realize, like, I have a team that can compete with 5A talent? I have that kind of talent here. We have that kind of team. When did you realize you had that you could compete with the top classes in New Mexico?
I'd have to say that it started in the summer a little bit. And in the summer, we played in the 5A tournament. We played in the Rio Rancho Cleveland tournament. We played in the La Cueva tournament, and we held our own. Cleveland did blow us out. I can't lie; they blew us out. But I kept telling myself, well, my best player, who was Xavier Padilla, he was out. He was injured. So you know, they beat us by 20. And he averages 20. Would it have been closer? I don't know. But that's kind of where I kind of realized, well, we're okay. And then we go to the Amendadas. And we beat Kirtland Central. I was worried about Kirtland Central, but we did really well against really well against them. And, of course, we run into that juggernaut Santa Fe High, who is something special. I actually thought they were going to make it to the finals again. And we played tough. Actually, we played tough for 3.5 quarters, and then right at the very end, we had 2 bad turnovers and some missed free throws, and you can't do that against that quality or that caliber of a team. So, but it was about the Amendadas and Stu Clark tournament that I realized we got a shot at this. So the guys, you know, did really well, obviously. So.
Yeah, it was such a great run, and you see how proud the community is of the boys, and you know, maybe they're getting a little spoiled with all those state championships.
They most definitely are. You know, when I did my little speech, I told them the one thing that I was excited about. I said, this never gets old, because it doesn't. I mean, bringing home a blue trophy, as many of the coaches that have done. I mean, it is just an amazing, amazing feeling. And the community, we went from hoping to make it to state to hoping to make it to the finals. I mean, there's no in between after that. After, you know, the first one, okay, then the second one, and then just kind of that pressure kept mounting, but in a positive way. I mean, it wasn't overbearing. Sometimes it was, but not all the times.
Yeah.
So, Coach, I know the big news that hit is that now you are the new athletic director now at Espanola Valley. So how did that come about?
You know, it's a wonderful opportunity. Here's how it came about. Mm-hmm. So Fred Trujillo, as you guys probably know, was the superintendent at Pecos High School, or Pecos mm-hmm. Independent School District. Mm-hmm. And Fred was courted by the board, and he decided, you know, maybe I'll take a shot at this, and he applied and he got it. Mm-hmm. Once he got it, he came to me at one point and just said, is it something, would you consider coming over, not as coach, but as an athletic director, if there's an opening, I said I would consider it. And so, through the course of the basketball season in state, we kind of still talked about it a little bit, but our focus was, obviously on basketball. So turned out that he gets the job, and I work, as you guys probably know, in Espanola. I go about once a week. I usually work from the house, but I work with computer assets. And, with the coronavirus, I got furloughed. And because of that, I'm like, man, I probably need to consider getting back into the education field, something that's a little more recession proof. And so I reached back out to Mr. Trujillo, and I said, and they still had the opening. So I applied and went through the interview process, and here we are. I got the job. So
wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
My experience over here at Santa Fe Community College has been wonderful.
The class sizes are much smaller than a big university.
My classmates were great. The teachers were really supportive.
When you need help with something, they're there to help you.
I had heard in the community about SFCC, and it's just been incredible how affordable it is. People care about why they're here, and it kind of shines through in every aspect of the culture.
We are located at 100 Catron Street, about a block and a half down from our old location. I have a great team. We strive to make sure that people's needs are taken care of, that they're catered to. The success that we have is because of the customer service that we provide for them. We've been recognized as an award-winning office for customer service that we provide to the public. We have implemented a lot of technology to help our constituents and their everyday needs, and help simplify what we do so that the public understands what we provide for them.
The first time I heard of Southwest was just word on the street. As soon as you walked in the door, everybody was very welcoming. That was my main concern about even getting on PrEP. It would have to have been something that I would have been confident and secure in.
PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis, and it is a way of preventing HIV with a single daily pill. When you see somebody go from super overwhelmed to feeling like they can do this, that empowerment that comes from it, that's one of my favorite things.
So, Coach, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about, because I know that you were once an Aztec. You played basketball for San Diego State, and from a college, from what happened now, what's going on with coronavirus and stuff, and to there was that possibility of San Diego State. This was probably one of the best years in the school's history, as far as being a number one seed, a possible number one seed, and whatnot, and I know it's hard. It'd be hard for any athletes, right, not to play and to be in that situation where you don't get a chance to show off, all your hard work in one big venue. What do you think about that? I mean, what's your thoughts on? I know that it's a bad thing, but it would have been really nice to see Aztec see the Aztecs make a run at it, right?
Absolutely. I was cheering them on, and then every time they lost, I got mad because they were on that roll. And I think the first loss was to UNLV, and the second loss was to Utah State. So, but I follow the Aztecs like crazy all year, and this year in particular, because they were on that run, and so I think it was kind of devastating to them. I haven't talked to anybody over there. One of my good friends is Michael Cage, and I was going to reach out to him and find out what he knew. But I think it kind of takes that air out of the balloon, because nobody got to showcase what they could do. And March Madness is just that, as you guys know. It's one of the things that we all look forward to, and I sure was looking forward to, and I wanted to see what the Aztecs were going to do this year. And it didn't happen, and it hurts, but we all got to be safe, because I'd rather be alive than worry about a sporting event, right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, and Coach, what are you doing in this time? As we're all in the comfy confines of our home, and I'm talking I'm laying on my bed, just kicking it at home, and letting the beard grow out, the hair's growing out. But what are you doing to keep your sanity at home?
I don't know. I don't know if it's good to say I'm keeping my sanity because I am literally working on my taxes. That's what I've been doing for like the past week and a half.
So it absolutely, if you're working on your taxes, it definitely has to do with keeping your sanity for sure.
Right. That's true.
That's
true.
Well, I know a lot of people are taking walks. There's, people are spending more time with family. Some people are enjoying their favorite foods and snacks a lot more right now. So I'm just wondering what people are up to during the quarantine.
No, that's a good question. I'm here. Actually, I'm in my bedroom because my living room is my den. Actually, is where is my kind of my home office. And my daughter Alianta, who plays at UTEP, is in there right now doing some exercise, or she's with the strength and conditioning coach. They're on Zoom doing exercises, doing their workout. And so it's real interesting, with everybody home, you have to go to a separate room because somebody has something to do in one room or another. So but fortunately we are exercising because I don't need to blow up like a balloon. So I have a Peloton bike I get on. Lisa walks. I walk with her. Sometimes she'll get on the bike. We're doing a lot of calisthenics. And then and catching up on some movies, like everybody is. So we're not doing a lot, working on taxes, just all the little things that you don't do, we're doing. Spring cleaning, for example, getting rid of clothes that we should have gotten rid of. So that kind of thing.
You're watching the Sports Primo Suave Radio Z-Cast, and you're here with Amado Abeyta, Joe Abeyta, and Aaron Abeyta, and we're talking to Pecos coach Ira Harge, 4-time state champion. And coach, it's been a pleasure to have you.
Thank you guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you.
No.
Thank you guys. This has been wonderful.
Yeah, thanks for coming on today, Coach. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
We're down the street if you ever need any help. You know where we're at.
I'm going to come find you guys.
All right. You got it. Thanks, Coach.
Right on, Coach.